Want more arcane? Better yet, want to rewrite certain characters' fates? In Teamfight Tactics' new set, you can team up with your favorite arcane characters and reimagine their most epic battles. I'm Mort, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, step by step. First of all, what is Teamfight Tactics? Teamfight Tactics is a strategy game where you build up your army and compete against 7 other people to see who can build the strongest team and come out on top. In our newest set, Teamfight Tactics Into the Arcane, we've got more than 12 characters from the show. Want to see Jinx fight her younger self Powder? Maybe Vander versus Singed? Or how about Vi teaming up with Caitlyn? All of that is possible and so much more. You can even choose some of these characters as your tactician. Chibi Jinx, Vi, Caitlyn, and Echo are all available, as well as tons of other little legends to choose from like Pengu, Rio, Chonk, and more. At the start of each game of Teamfight Tactics, you and your 7 opponents will be transported to the opening carousel, where you'll be greeted by one of the characters who will tell you what type of game you're in for. Then you'll be heading to your board with your starting unit on your bench, and you're ready for your first combat. After that, you'll be able to purchase additional champions to start building up your army to conquer your opponents. To do that, you'll need different types of champions. Some champions will be doing physical damage and be focused on attacking. Other champions will be focused on casting spells and doing magical damage. And to protect those, you've got other champions who are focused on surviving and staying alive, or as we call them, your tanks. In general, you'll want to put your tanks in the front rows so that they can be the first ones to take damage from the enemy team, while you'll put your damage dealers in the back row so they can stay alive as long as possible and do as much damage to the enemy team. So how do you build a team in Teamfight Tactics? Every champion has traits, their origins, and their class. Those origins are inspired by what we saw in Arcane. For example, we've got the Rebel origin, which is inspired by the blue-haired girls, or Enforcers, which was inspired by Caitlyn's strike team. For example, Jinx is a Rebel ambusher, and if you place her on your board with 2 other Rebels, you'll activate the Rebel trait bonus, which will make your team even more powerful than before. If you get more Rebels, that trait bonus becomes stronger. You can also activate multiple different trait bonuses at the same time. Use those different combinations to see characters like Victor and Jinx working together, or bring Vander's whole family back together again for a happy reunion. Now that we have our team, how do we make them stronger in Teamfight Tactics? There's 2 ways, items and gold. Items can be found throughout the game and placed on different champions. You can find health items to put on your tanks, or attack speed items to put on your carries. Make sure you put the right type of item on the right type of champion, and you'll have a very powerful composition. And then there's gold, which is given to you every round and can be used for 3 things. You can spend it in the shop to buy different champions, or multiple copies of the same champion. If you get 3 of the same champion, they'll star up, increasing their health and their damage. You can also use gold to level up, and as you level up, you'll be able to place more champions on the board, and your shop will start to include more powerful and higher cost champions. Or you could just save your gold, and every 10 gold you save, you'll get 1 extra gold next turn in interest. We call this managing your econ. In Teamfight Tactics, there's a few different types of rounds you should be aware of. There are PvE rounds where you'll fight monsters, and as you defeat them, they'll drop bonus orbs for you to collect. These orbs contain various rewards such as gold and items. If you get something you don't want, you can always sell it. Then there's our PvP rounds, where you'll fight other players and the armies they've managed to put together. If you win, awesome, you're staying alive. But if you lose, you'll take player damage, which will reduce your health. If you run out of health, you're knocked out of the game, so you definitely don't want to lose too many fights. There's also augment rounds, where you'll be presented with 3 choices to choose from. Sometimes these choices will give you extra gold, extra combat power, or even something more unique. Choose the ones based on the playstyle you like that you think give you the best chance to win the game. And then finally there's the carousel rounds. This is a chance for you to get a free champion or item that you really need. The pick order here happens draft style, and the player with the lowest health picks first. So if you're struggling, this is a great chance to get what you need to try to make a great comeback. Each TFT set has a unique game mechanic that fits its theme. Teamfight Tactics Into the Arcane features something called the Anomaly. It might look familiar if you've seen the series. Champions in the Anomaly Hex get a powerful buff, such as gaining extra damage for each active trait you have, or gaining defenses that triple when you're low on health. Try to give the power of the Anomaly to one of your stronger champions. Someone who already has 3 items, or is part of your most active trait, is usually a great choice. No matter how you choose to play Teamfight Tactics, friends make it more fun. Just being able to chat while you play, commiserating when you make a bad pivot, or giving them a hard time when they beat you in a round. You can also team up in a game mode called Double Up, which allows you and a friend to share resources and work together as a pair to defeat 3 other pairs of players and see who comes out on top. So whether you're playing solo or with friends, there's lots of ways to enjoy the game. There's plenty more to learn and tons to experiment with. So if you're craving more of your favorite Arcane characters, play Teamfight Tactics Into the Arcane and reimagine their fates. Good luck, have fun, and take it easy.